Okay, thank you. I'm going to speak about what I do. I'm in charge of projects of Christian Solidarity International in South Sudan and in Nigeria. And my speak today will concentrate on what I do on the ground to free the slaves. I have a slideshow, and I hope if the map could be put up there. You can see Sudan now is not a one country. South Sudan become a new country. And I just brought up this map just to show you and highlight to you the area where there is still problem in Sudan. You can see the Darfur, the Nuba Mountain, and the Blue Nile. This is a part of the northern Sudan, but still there is a conflict. John just mentioned clearly about the slavery that happened in Sudan, and it was done from the north coming to south to pick up the Christian and take them to the north for the slavery. That one was done in dark until when CSI came to South Sudan, and they start the program of freeing the slave and bring them back home where they belong to. The CSI work at the beginning was criticized and ignored by many media in the West until when September 11 happened in US. This is where people in Washington, D.C. opened their eyes, and they knew that what is happening and taking place in South Sudan was not only meant for the Christian in South Sudan, it is a global one. And that is a big problem we are seeing now in Nigeria, that the killing and displacement of the Christian is taking place in Nigeria, and I don't see that in the media. I visit Nigeria frequently, and some of the places I visit and then I leave like 3 hours, I will be informed that there is attack in the area you visit and some Christians were killed. So that is what is happening. Why South Sudan become a country? It is because of the work of CSI. When September 11 happened, and people knew that CSI is in South Sudan, that was the time that President Bush came out and announced Sudan Act. And with Sudan Act, it led to the independence of South Sudan. So all of you here need to know that your support and your work you are doing for CSI led to South Sudan to be a free country today. It will not be a free country if there is no CSI on the ground to bring back the news and tell the world this is what is taking place, the slavery is taking place. You can see the South Sudan, and people in northern Sudan who are Muslim, they think that if they can push the Christian out from the South Sudan, it will be a golden opportunity to them to enter into Africa and Islamize the entire continent by force. It's not convincing people to do that. So as I said, I just want to give you that brief, and I will go back to the slide just to show you what I'm doing currently. There is no slavery taking place in Sudan now, but there are people who have been enslaved that is still in northern Sudan. And these are the people we are helping to bring them back gradually. If you can go to the next slide. Can you push? Okay, yes. This is when the people come back from the slavery. We have to welcome them, and they walk on foot from the north. We have Arab retrievers from the northern Sudan who are Muslim, who are working with us to identify the people and bring them back to us in South Sudan. It's a long walk, but these people are very happy when they get to South Sudan. So that is the first encounter with me and them. When they come, I meet them, I document them, and then we distribute some other thing to them. And then there is a host community in South Sudan who will welcome them, and then we will try to see the way if we can reunite some of the slaves with their immediate family. Next. This is one of the things that we give them. We call it Sack of Hope. And in it, there are many things. We have plastic sheets so that when the slave come, they can make the house, put it on the roofs. There is mosquito net because malaria is a big thing. I'm going to talk about it later. And then there is a pot there where they can cook. Next. These are some people who received the Sack of Hope. Next. Again, we distribute food and we give them the sorghum. This is the main food in South Sudan. these people like to eat. So we give them some food to welcome them so that they can have something to eat when they come to South Sudan. Next. We distribute a she-goat to the old slave who come back. And it is something very attractive because she-goat can breed and give the children, and through that they can get the milk, and sometimes they can sell them out to make money from the goats. Next. These are the people when they receive the goats. You can see happy, excitement, because she-goat is something very important to their culture. Next. Some of the women who receive the goats, you can see the smile on their face. Next. Also, we take with us a medical doctor to the field. He's a nurse, he's not a doctor, because most of the slaves, when they come back from Sudan, they never seen the doctor, and some of them come out sick. So we welcome them with this nurse and screen them and see if there are people who need immediate medical attention, and we support them. This is just done outside in the open area, as you can see in the slide. Next. This is one lady came back and she was having malaria. And malaria in Africa is a deadly disease, very terrible. You see people laying down and sometimes they die. So luckily we were there and we rescued her life. Next. So this is after that she saw the medical nurse. Next. And we gave her the medication. Next. And by the end of the day we gave her goat and she was smiling. From the death, we saved her life. Next. This is another thing we do to them, and this is the final one when the slave come. In the northern Sudan, nobody take care of them, no medical, no treatment, no good welcoming. So when they came back to South Sudan and we welcomed them, we slaughtered the bull. And we cook the food together with them and they eat, and by the end of the day, there is a big celebration. And all of us, we dance and everyone is so happy. This is my last slide of the slave liberation. In briefly, you can see what we do is something that CSI had been doing it since 1992 and very, very successful. Bringing back these people, I interviewed some of them, and you can see the expectation, the excitement coming back from the slavery to be a free person, and again, being a human being, from being beaten and called slave, dirty dog, now they are human again. And this work of CSI, to me, it is one of the successful programs CSI done in Africa, because South Sudan today is a country because of the work CSI has been doing. And I believe most of you here contribute to support CSI. And this is what I'm doing until today. And as I mentioned, we don't have slaves. There is no abduction going on, but there were former slaves who were taken to the north. These are the people who are helping to bring them back to South Sudan. And it is a very important thing. Of course, between the borders between Sudan and South Sudan, there are still some attacks from the Muslims in the north. But they are not doing it in the mass scale. They are doing it small, because I believe they don't want anyone to highlight them. Because if it is a big one, it will go to the media, and they don't want that. So they are going killing 10 people, 5 people, and then they withdraw. And the idea is to push back the Christian and take part of their land. So this is what I'm doing, and I'm committed to do it. It is a very important thing to me, because I lost some of the members of my family. They have been taken to the slavery, and we don't know what happened to them until today. And when I started working with CSI in 2013, when the COVID-19 started, because the way we do it, we have to go and meet with the Arab retrievers. And it was the time that people cannot fly. I made the commitment to continue. I didn't stop. The slave liberation was going on even during the COVID-19. We did it. And this can show you how important it is to me. I risk my life because anything can happen. But to me, it is important that we can do it to bring back all the people in the slavery. It is a successful history, and I hope that you will continue to push very hard for other cases in Africa, like Nigeria and the other areas John mentioned. Thank you so much.